Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Destiny, but online I go by Septimo, and this channel is called Septimo's Armchair. Each week I plan on talking about something that's been on my mind, because honestly, I'm sure we all come across the same thoughts, and we don't really speak our mind about it. We tend to hide our true feelings and hide ourselves. This is why authenticity is going to be the topic of the day. For me, I struggle with authenticity a lot. I truly struggle being myself. Occasionally, my friends may or may not accept who I am, but nowadays, I don't care. Sometimes it does, cross my mind, and I'm like, oh my god, what if this person doesn't like me? Or what if I say the wrong thing? Or does it come across as the way I want it to be coming across as? I started not letting my thoughts of being a Debbie Downer for myself stop me from speaking my mind or being who I truly am. Because if you think about it, at the end of the day, the people you cross paths with, whether they're colleagues or their siblings, friends, etc., you may not see them every single day. And if you do see them every single day, odds are they got something in their closet, in their minds, hidden away, that they are hiding from even themselves, not letting themselves truly be happy and be, acknowledged in their whole truth. I personally want everybody to recognize that being who you are, living the life that you want to live, and experiencing it in a way that you feel is right, should be the way that everybody gets to live. I wear tails, I wear ears. I'm a completely different type of person. I'm different than my siblings. They are completely the opposite of me, and actually, they kind of always tend to make fun of me for simple things in life that I believe are simple. Maybe not to everybody, they might not be. But I like pony play. I'm really big into BDSM. I play a lot of video games. I own a lot of swords and axes and knives. A lot of times Max gave me that, but we can talk about that later. This is all about being authentic. I stay true to myself. So everything I buy, I wear, I play with, I have a bop it in here. That's all what speaks to me. Every book that's on my shelf that's over $1,000 because I have lots of books around my room. I just started experimenting more with wearing dresses. I've actually only worn a dress maybe once in my life outside of the times I wore for my date recently. That would have been back when I was doing more spiritual stuff. And that's when I didn't feel comfortable because I was being forced into a dress. And don't let people basically give you an image of what society wants you to have. Don't let society dictate your life and your looks and your beliefs. Because we all believe and think and feel something different. Well, whether we collectively see it or not, we don't know if the other person is seeing the same thing that we're seeing. Because we can't ever tell that. And most likely because when we see the world as, we have a collective viewing, and then we have an individualistic view of the world. So if we're all basically trying to strive to be independent and an individual, but we're still following trends of what society believes or thoughts of our jobs or how we should dress, then are you really being true to yourself, or are you being true to societal standards? And if you're being true to societal standards, you're not happy. And I hate not being happy. I hate not being myself, because I realized once I started becoming myself and living my truth and being happy in my own skin, I honestly didn't care what anybody else said. Because I realized that people who didn't like me didn't recognize me as a whole. And those who did recognize me as a whole were really my true friends and family, regardless if we were blood or not. My best friends in Boston, 14 years. I could be my true self with them. I've had exes that couldn't last more than 6 months to a year because they hated that I would listen to John Cena. And I could rap every John Cena song on there. And I was proud of my John Cena rap skills because he was my hero as I'm a Massachusetts native. So growing up, and being a Massachusetts native, seeing somebody get out, even though we had Boys to Men and Roxbury and all that, John Cena was my time. He was my time frame. He was, for my 90s self, he was my hero. And just loving that knowing the fact that I named my guinea pig John Cena and I loved him so much. People always made fun of me. I used to hate it and I used to shy away and hide because it's like, well, if people aren't gonna just accept me or like me, or they're gonna make fun of me, that's embarrassing. That feels like shit, and that doesn't feel good. But to be honest with you, I don't really care. As a kid, I was always weird. I always stood out. I was always different. And as a kid, it was easier to be myself. As I got older, more towards my teens, that's another story. But being where I wasn't able to really be myself. We all had certain rules and stuff we applied to our lives. And then when I became an adult, I was learning who I really truly was. Because at 22, I was dating my father's best friend at 39. So he was my dad's best friend, and he didn't let me be myself. He was kind of controlling. He was an islander, and he wanted me to be like the perfect wife and girlfriend at 22. I couldn't be that. I was 22. Gosh, my brain wasn't mature enough, and I just wasn't ready. I had a lot of stuff going on in my past. So trying to figure out who I was a struggle. At 32, it is no longer a struggle. It's more like, okay, I know what I like. I know what I want to do. I know I put my mind to it, and I'm going to do it. And because I started living authentically as myself, and people said, I don't like your ideologies, we can't be friends, that didn't stop me. I would just point out, like, hey, you don't like my beliefs, but I still accept you for your beliefs. And whether your thoughts or feelings, don't resonate with me, doesn't mean I hate the individual as a whole. I still like you as a friend. My point is, if this is the video and I'm kind of rambling, is that being yourself is okay. Living in your truth is okay. Loving yourself is okay. It is going to be hard to be able to do this every single day. Nobody says you have to be perfect. Nobody says you have to do it every day. But, you know what? This is life. And if you want to actually be happy in your life, you need to be able to be yourself in a comfortable manner. You got to be able to love yourself in a comfortable manner. You got to be able to accept and grow with yourself in a comfortable manner. Because if you don't, nobody else is going to make you. And nobody else is going to care at the end of the day if you do be successful or succeed in your life. And if you're able to be yourself while doing that and actually being able to find true happiness. Because they're living their lives. So while they're living their lives and you're trying to figure out what your life is all about or what you want to do or who you really are, not having that who you really are part is going to be the thing that stops you from becoming what you really want to be. Because if you can't be happy and true to yourself, then how can you be happy and true with anybody else in your life? Whether it's a customer, a family member, or a friend. Because those who truly accept you are going to accept the whole of you. And if they don't accept the whole of you, that's still okay too. If you're able to be yourself and they don't push you away or, run you away or hurt you in any type of way, then you're still winning. You're still happy, you're still living your truth. And people aren't going to always accept the true you and the real you. But is that going to stop you? It shouldn't, but it does stop some people. And it's okay to stumble and struggle to get back up. As long as you get back up, that's what matters. As long as you're able to live in your truth, that's what matters. As long as you're able to be authentic, that's what matters. Because not enough people in this world are being authentic enough. And I'm here to set the record straight that being different, being weird, having the kinks that you have, living the way that I live, or the way you want to live, it's okay. People might not accept it, people might not believe it, people might not believe in you. But that's okay, because you're living your truth. And living your truth is all that matters at the end of the day. It doesn't matter anything else. It doesn't matter if your friends say, oh, I don't think that you're living the best way, you should change. If it's not killing you, or harming you, or destroying your feelings or your inner world, then screw what they say, continue living your way. Because only you can find true happiness within you. Only you can set the record straight of who you really are, what you really like, and what you really want to do. And other people may add some influence, but doesn't mean they control your life. And I know this is speaking strictly in an American way, because as Americans, we tend to not really follow certain religious cults, or I don't say cults, but certain religious sects that tend to, inhibit the ability to be yourself. I personally was raised in two different faiths. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and I was raised as a Christian. So, while I was being raised as a Christian, I couldn't play things like Harry Potter or like Pokemon. When I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, I didn't celebrate my birthdays. I didn't celebrate Halloween. I didn't celebrate Christmas. I mean, my mom might have got us a cake, might have been able to get presents, but she already told us what they were. So when I became 22, that was the first time I ever had a Halloween. That was the first time I got to dress up. And I got to truly find myself and be what I wanted to be and understand what it is. And I said it, before in the video, that was the first time that I ever had, like, worn a dress. This is, like, the third time. I guess altogether I've worn a dress 3 or 4 times. For a church dance, I was, forgot what it was. Somebody for Halloween, and then I guess I also wore one for, like, a big sister event back in the day. I had to wear it for, like, our graduation. But yeah, I know I rambled towards the end. I appreciate you for checking out my video and coming. Please stay, subscribe, ask any questions, and I'll get to your questions. If you have anything you want to ask me about, to talk about, please do recommend, because I really want to help inspire people by speaking my mind and my truth about either my own personal life experiences or situations I experienced. And I feel like a lot of people might not be able to ask these questions out loud themselves or to another person. And I more likely will like to answer it, because I really like to speak what's on my mind. And I want to make this a weekly thing, maybe twice a week. Just what's on your mind, honestly. Because not enough people talk about what's on their mind and how they feel. And this is why it's not really a scripted set, because it's about what's on my mind. What I've been thinking about for the week, what I've been thinking about for the day. Yeah. So if you have any questions, thoughts, or concerns, please leave them in the chat. Please subscribe if you want to. And thank you for coming and watching my video. This is Septima from Septima's Armchair, signing out. Deuces, silly gooses. Bye.